Owning a dog comes with a lot of responsibility. One of the most important is to make sure he is safe and healthy by keeping him away from foods that are toxic to dogs. While some foods, like chocolate, are well-known no-nos, when it comes to dog treats, there are a lot of other foods that aren't good for your furry friend that people don't even know about. Hi there, and welcome back to another video from Biscuit and Friends. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and please also say hello in the comments so we can say hello back. In today's video, we are going to discuss 9 common food items that you should make sure to never feed your dog. Let's get started. Number 1. Onions. The average American consumes about 22 pounds of onions per year. Onions are typically the most used vegetable in restaurants and are estimated to be present in at least 12% of all the meals we eat. And according to the National Onion Association, per capita onion consumption has increased by over 70% in the last 2 decades. So clearly we humans love onions, but be careful to keep your onion rings, onion blossoms, and caramelized onions away from your dog. Onions and their cousins like chives, garlic, and leeks are toxic for dogs in pretty much any and every form, including raw, cooked, dried, or powdered. They contain a compound named N-propyl disulfide, which causes a breakdown of red blood cells in dogs, which can lead to anemia. Even a small amount of onion is enough to create problems for your dog, so it's advisable that you keep anything containing onions safely away from your canines. This requires you to always be on high alert if your dog habitually eats any foods that you may accidentally drop, since onions can be in just about anything, from omelets to soups to irresistible cheeseburgers. In case, despite all your precautions, your pup manages to get into some onions, take him to the vet immediately so that they can induce vomiting if necessary. Delaying medical attention could result in severe food poisoning, requiring blood transfusions, oxygen supplementation, a lot of unnecessary discomfort and pain, even death. Number 2. Macadamia nuts. While macadamia nuts aren't as ubiquitous as onions, they are still frequently found in nut mixes and baked products such as cakes and cookies. While researchers cannot yet put a finger on what exactly is inside the macadamia nut, which makes it so toxic to dogs, they do know enough to advise us against letting our dogs sample them. Consumption of even 1/10 of an ounce of macadamia nuts for every 2 pounds of their body weight is enough to bring out symptoms of macadamia nut poisoning in dogs, which generally include weakness, vomiting, and fever. Macadamia nut poisoning is not something to be taken lightly because the symptoms can often become severe if not addressed. In case your dog ingests a macadamia nut, please take it to your vet immediately. Number 3. Alcohol. This one might seem pretty obvious, but you'd be surprised how many dog owners think it's funny to give their pets a little wine or beer to see how they react. But don't do it. Alcohol in any form is toxic to dogs. Symptoms of alcohol poisoning in dogs include vomiting, seizures, agitation, organ failure, and even death. In case your dog ingests even a little bit of alcohol, consult with your vet right away. Trivia time out. Before we move on to the next item, let's take a break for today's Trivia Timeout question. Most people believe that dogs are colorblind. In reality, humans have 3 types of color detecting cells in our eyes, known as cones, while dogs only have 2. This is called dichromatic vision. Which 2 colors are dogs able to see? Red and blue? Green and orange? Blue and yellow, or violet and purple? Pause the video right now and let me know your answer in the comment section. Number 4. Xylitol. Xylitol is an artificial sweetener present in candies, gum, and a ton of other sugar-free products we consume on a daily basis. While it obviously does not pose a threat to humans, Xylitol can be extremely dangerous when it comes to dogs. Ingesting it can cause hypoglycemia, which is when your dog's blood sugar level drops to dangerous levels. It can lead to vomiting, lethargy, seizures, and even liver failure and death. Xylitol is extremely common and can be found in surprising places like ketchup and even peanut butter, a doggy favorite. So make sure to scan the ingredients for this artificial sweetener when giving your dog something from your own pantry. To make things worse, xylitol can even go by other names like birch sugar, so stay on the safe side and avoid giving your dog any food items with unfamiliar ingredients. Number 5. Caffeine. Caffeine may be one of the most widely used and useful substances when it comes to humans, but you need to make sure your dog never gets to taste it. Caffeine is not just present in your morning coffee, of course, but also sports drinks, sodas, candies, even diet pills. With even a small amount of caffeine, a dog can become hyperactive. Caffeine poisoning in dogs looks similar to caffeine's effect on humans, but dangerously magnified. Dogs can experience elevated heart rates, agitation or restlessness, and tremors or seizure. Also, caffeine can cause increased blood pressure, which may lead to cardiac arrhythmia. In higher doses, caffeine can be lethal for your dog. Number 6. Avocados. For humans, avocados are usually considered a superfood. Delicious, nutritious, and versatile. What's not to love? But avocados can be toxic for your dog due to the presence of a fungicidal compound called persin. While the avocado flesh is less of a risk, persin is concentrated in the leaves, skin, and pit of the fruit. Still, since no one is sure how much persin is needed to cause toxicity to dogs, it's best to keep them away from avocados altogether. Besides, their high fat content can lead to GI upset and even pancreatitis in dogs, and the pits are a choking hazard. So keep it all safely away from your pooch. But hey, that means more guac for you, right? Number 7. Grapes. In the US, grapes are the third most popular fruit, behind bananas and apples. In one study, 55% of households had purchased grapes in the past 12 months. But when it comes to grapes, and also their dried form raisins, you need to ensure that your dog stays far away from them. While vets and scientists don't yet know what exactly makes grapes and raisins so dangerous to dogs, the fact remains that even a single grape or raisin can lead to vomiting, pain in the abdomen, dehydration, and even acute kidney failure. Make sure to keep your grapes and raisins out of the reach of your dog, and supervise your kids when they're snacking on them too, just in case your toddler accidentally feeds your pup a toxic treat. Number 8. Cooked bones. Give a dog a bone, right? While it's true that dogs and their wolf relatives have been chewing on bones since forever, as far as we know, these bones were never boiled in a soup or roasted in an oven. Cooking a bone not only removes most of the nutrients, but it also increases the likelihood that the bone will splinter and cause serious damage to your dog's mouth, throat, stomach, or intestines. Always keep cooked bones out of the reach of your dog, including any that have been thrown in the trash. Never give your dog chicken bones, cooked or not. They're much too soft and likely to splinter. Pork bones are also not a good choice, as they're high in saturated fat, which can cause pancreatitis in dogs. Vomiting, lethargy, diarrhea, and a loss of appetite are all symptoms of pancreatitis. There is some disagreement among veterinarians about whether you should let your dog chew on bones at all, but if you do, most suggest giving large, raw beef bones and only allowing your dog to chew on them for 15 minutes at a time before putting it into the refrigerator. Dispose of bones after 3 to 4 days. There is also always the risk of your dog damaging his teeth on hard bones. If you'd rather not take the risk, there are plenty of bone substitutes out there that have far fewer risks, and your dog will love just as much. Consider durable nylon chew toys that are shaped like bones and even taste like them. We like this bison-flavored bone from Nylabone. Or consider providing your dog with bully sticks. They're made from beef muscle so they won't splinter like a bone or expand in your dog's gut and cause a blockage like rawhide can. They're delicious, nutritious, and even help keep your dog's teeth clean. Bully sticks come in many sizes, so choose one that's right for your dog. Just be sure to either take it away when it gets small enough for your dog to choke on it, or even better, use a bully stick holder that'll do the work for you. Trivia timeout. Let's take a moment to reveal the answer for today's trivia timeout question. The question was, most people believe that dogs are colorblind. In reality, humans have 3 types of color detecting cells in our eyes, known as cones, while dogs have only 2. This is called dichromatic vision. Which 2 colors are dogs able to see? Is it red and blue, green and orange, blue and yellow, or violet and purple? The answer is blue and yellow. To a dog, yellow, orange, and green all look yellowish, and dogs can see blue really well, but purple looks the same as blue. So while dogs can't see the array of colors that we can, they still have plenty of color in their lives. Number 9. Chocolate, of course. We can't have a list of foods that are dangerous to dogs without including chocolate. Chocolate contains 2 types of methylxanthines that are toxic to dogs. Caffeine, which we've already talked about, plus a chemical called theobromine. Theobromine is particularly dangerous to dogs because of how slowly their body processes it. Methylxanthine toxicity in dogs can cause vomiting and diarrhea, panting, excessive thirst and urination, hyperactivity, abnormal heart rhythm, tremors, seizures, and even death. The dose of chocolate that will cause toxicity varies based on type of chocolate and the size of your pet. If your dog eats chocolate, you should monitor them very closely for at least a day. Seek veterinary attention if they show any symptoms. If they are very young, tiny, pregnant, have other health concerns, or have consumed a large amount of chocolate, seek veterinary care right away. When in doubt, always call your vet or animal poison control at 1-888-426-4435. Getting a dog is a commitment for the dog's life, up to 15 years or more. You're responsible for his health and safety. Protect your dog from foods that could be dangerous by keeping them safely out of reach. Never rely on your dog's willpower to resist. That completes our list of foods to not give your dog. If you liked it, please be sure to subscribe to Biscuit and Friends for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.